Hey everyone, welcome to the Microsoft Speakers Club. My name is Dan Ray, over here, and we are a group of Microsoft focused trainers, MVPs, community members that have interest in all things Microsoft. Today, I believe I am on multiple platforms live. We'll have to figure out if all that's working here shortly, because that's always the challenge with doing these types of events solo, is figuring out all the details and if everything's working as you expected it. So I'm going to go over here to see if I can find our speakers or DESA page. We just reached enough members in our DESA Enterprises page to use LinkedIn Live. And then we also reached enough people in the Microsoft Speakers Club to go live directly as that LinkedIn page. And so we're going to go in here to my company page. Make sure that we're live. So we'll see if this can multitask the way I was expecting it to. There's Lance. Hey Lance, how are you? You're on mute, it looks like. Restream should be picking up the default audio source, and there's a settings to change it.
I might be having some audio problems. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, great.
It's perfect.
Good.
Awesome. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. How's your Friday going?
It's been busy. I'm doing some training as well as it looks like we're live. Excellent. And I was going to put out our link here in our comments so people can find us if they'd like to join us.
Okay.
Join us live. And then this is something we had started as a Toastmasters club, but we're making a change to use streams or Microsoft Teams or a combination of different technologies to meet virtually. And
Okay.
you're in North Carolina, right?
Yes. Yes.
So hard to be in Chicago suburbs and North Carolina at the same time. But
Yeah, that's true.
this is
I've
awesome for that.
yeah, I used to stay in Downers Grove quite a bit when I was working for a company up. They had the big plant up there in Downers Grove, so
Okay.
I know Chicago pretty well. That's probably where I would move, honestly, if I um, had the opportunity to. That's probably where I'd go. I don't know if I can stand the cold because I'm from Charlotte, so. But
Okay.
I've been there. I've been there in the middle of January on the Dan Ryan going downtown. So I think I can. If I can handle that, I think I can handle it.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. That's trial by fire for certain.
yeah.
So this is an opportunity for people to join, people to share their Microsoft experiences, demos, whatnot.
Okay.
Um, do you know Michael Blumenthal by any chance?
No, no,
Is
I
that
don't know
name
the name.
familiar?
No.
So Michael is another MVP in the Chicagoland area,
Okay.
and he just presented. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I want to do the other desktop. Is it going to let me do the other desktop? It's not, of course. So let's just move this window out of our way. And then bring up a different browser here to go find Michael's profile. I've got these two windows backwards, the way they're arranged. And Michael just posted, I think it was 40 plus slides of
Wow.
things to know about Microsoft Office. And he presented this at the virtual Microsoft 365 marathon,
Okay.
Hidden Gems of Microsoft Office.
Oh wow. The one thing I have gone over the years being Exchange, because I've been in Exchange since Exchange 5.5 since about 1999 2000, and the way that the OOF was generated out of Office, people say, "Ooh, where's OOF? What does OOF mean?" I'm like, it came from the actual Exchange 5.5 team at Microsoft, or the 3.1 team actually. That it was a special. I have the article on my blog site. It points to an old article, a really funny story about how OOF came about, because I still use it to this day, and a lot of people say, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "That's out of office," So it came from a military term, I believe, originally, and but a lot of people today use OOO, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm out of office. I can understand that, but I'm old school." So
Yeah, I saw that blog post, and I think you put it up on LinkedIn too, didn't you?
yeah, I might have. Yeah, it's probably up there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there is I don't know how Michael did this. I need to learn it from him. He might have just put a link. There's a way to share to, um, what do they call it on LinkedIn? It's like a permanent link to a
Okay.
post or a YouTube video or things you want people to be able to find quickly on.
Right.
I think it's pinning. It's the same concept as pinning.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
Michael pinned this presentation as of May 5th, and it goes through just various aspects of things that you might not know about Microsoft Office. And I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to join us in person. And I did not have enough time this week to reach out to him to see if he was available today or if he was presenting this today.
Right.
So want to share this with everybody that has joined us as well. Have you used Restream before,
No, I have
Lance?
not. No, I have not. No, I
Okay.
haven't had a chance to. I've been looking for different things, methods. I watched some of the presentation you did with the teams training that you did. Uh, I like how you're doing some of that. So I'm trying to figure out some ways to do some the training videos and online training that I can put up myself. Um, because I have a lot of people ask you for the same questions a lot of times, and uh, it's like I'll put in the blog post, but I'd like to be able to put some like quick videos, like with using this Restream or using something of this matter, to just kind of walk them through it as well. So then I can say, just go here and I can walk you through it. I see them all the time on LinkedIn. People do the YouTube videos, but
Right.
I think Restream might have a better way to, like, pass links and get connected to me if you need to, another chat feature or something like that, or I can do a recording session with someone. So I mean, it's something I'd like to learn myself.
Yeah, it's been a journey for certain. I'm going to put this in our chat as well as our link for the joining to Michael's presentation. I've got my little window for Restream open in my Mac computer, and of course it's acting a little funky. So I can't tell if that's the Safari browser or if it's my Mac or all of the above. But Michael's presentation was 45 slides of things in PowerPoint, things in Word, Excel, I think he had in here.
Oh wow.
and just a lot of little gems from a Microsoft perspective. And I believe he already presented this because I found the slides on his profile, but he might have even just been getting it ready for the live presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing that Restream should do is if we have other people join us live, they should show up here within the stream. I'm going to go ahead and toss in waiting for broadcast. Yeah, that's weird because I can see us live on here. And I'm getting a couple click on the link and it should connect you to our session. I wonder if somehow I got the wrong session link, or if it's just that it's acting a little funky on my Mac computer here. Oh, this is always interesting, Lance. Stay on page or leave page? What do you think on Safari?
Ooh. I always stay. I don't know if you're feeling
Stay
frisky.
on
If you're feeling frisky,
page.
you probably go to leave page.
I think I'm going to try it because stay on page didn't seem to refresh the items that I'm looking for here.
Okay, now this is me. Hey, everybody.
Lance, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. I had
You're
to leave
back.
too. Yeah, I left it and came back in.
So what you should not do in Restream on a Mac is open 42 tabs in the Safari browser and try to
Yeah,
do 18 different things at once. Apparently, Restream does not like that. I've done this a lot on the PC side with
right,
Edge, and it's worked
right.
pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Edge seems to do that better.
yeah,
Um,
and I was debating Chrome versus Safari because I was trying to set up. There's another feature in Restream that allows you. So Lance, you mentioned you want to do this on your either company page or maybe your LinkedIn or Twitter.
yeah.
There's a feature in Restream called
lost you. Lost audio. Let's see. Mm. I don't know what happened. I lost audio. Not sure. I lost audio.
We'll see if that works.
Yeah, that worked. That worked. I hear you now.
Okay.
You were saying you were right at the word. You were saying the actual. It was what it was called, and that's what it cut out.
Yeah, so what it's called is pairing in Restream. So what
Okay.
that allows me to do, but we have to do before we go live, is the same link I sent you, Lance, that let you into the meeting.
Right.
I sent
Lost it again. Thank you. Again. Lost the audio again. It must be our connection. So make sure I don't have too much open here. Try settings again. Let's see. Participants. Still nothing. I'm not able to hear anything at this point. I'm not sure what the problem is. Looks like Dan Live's gonna try to reconnect. Not sure if y'all can hear me or not. Okay, you can hear me? Okay, good. I'm not able to hear anything.
Hey.
Brother, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
I don't know what keeps happening with the audio, but
Don't use a 5-year-old MacBook Pro with Restream. Hey, Hermine, how are you?
It's like Dan Live's gonna try to reconnect. Not sure if y'all can hear me or not. No, that's wow. That's I said that 5 minutes ago.
Wow.
Okay, good.
That could be a Restream thing, and it might be that I'm so many platforms.
That was weird to hear my voice.
Yeah. Hey, let me make sure I have another open. Can you hear me? Do you have another window open by any chance?
No, I do not. Not with the not with Restream. No, I closed everything.
Okay. So I'm hearing the audio, but is it coming from my phone? Where did I set down my phone? There it is. Hopefully that's better.
Okay.
This
I
might
can
be
hear
a.
Lance. Can you hear me?
Hey, how are you? Yeah.
I can hear Lance. I can see both of you. I'm in Restream. I had to shut down LinkedIn to get this far, and my mouse is crawling.
Yeah, I was having some issues with the browser and the Mac. And the Mac is old enough that I think it's the computer. But now that I'm having those same problems on a PC with a wired connection, I'm wondering if it's something on the back end. But it's hard to sometimes troubleshoot all these things when they're all happening at once.
Yeah, and you're live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, how do you test that?
Yeah. So that's the other thing that we had done with previous episodes. Lance was just showing people the differences between setting up Restream. Here, if I can minimize everything, and then just bring up my Restream window. There's a way to edit the sources that you're showing live. And so I should be on my Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, as well as YouTube. And then the link that I sent to people in LinkedIn should allow them to join. But the other thing you have to be aware of is if you have another tab open and you're on the LinkedIn page, the LinkedIn page will be playing wherever the stream is at that time. So the trick there is to mute the tabs before you open the other pages.
Okay.
And then you should be able to, I've done it before, you should be able to go in so that you can see what the chat is. And I can see that Ray Young saw the link and saw on LinkedIn that we're live. The way I send the link is down here below, inviting guests, and then putting that link into something like LinkedIn so that people can join. And that should allow other people to show up just like we are. And then as the producer, if you will, I can produce the settings, and I have one other person that's busy today that is set up as a producer. She's done several of these with a product called StreamYard. Have you heard of StreamYard?
Yep.
So StreamYard is similar to Restream, but it's another platform to do these types of online events.
Okay.
So today was supposed to be our inaugural event or our second event for the Microsoft Speaker Club. And we had a question about different things that we could do here. I had a virtual scavenger hunt planned and other activities, but we're already dealing with some technical difficulties today. Hermine, how's it going? Can you hear us? And is your mic working?
Hear you. I can see you now. I can see me now. I had to leave LinkedIn totally to get here because my intent was to join from that side to see how that would go. But it's been an interesting day all around because I taught a class this morning in Teams, and that was giving me the blues this morning too. So methinks that there's been some updating afoot somewhere in the technology twilight zone.
Quite possible. I'm over on my Facebook and I can see us live there too. So it's working on Facebook.
Okay.
And then
No, I did a full reboot, so I had to. The only thing I have is this going.
yeah, I didn't even reboot the Mac. I just shut the lid. Like I've had enough with this old Mac. And this is the second time I've had issues with it. The first time I noticed that I couldn't do the virtual backgrounds. It doesn't have enough horsepower.
Oh, wow.
And then the second time I've had an issue. I used it all this morning for a Zoom presentation, and it worked fine. But now that I'm trying to use it here, it just, I don't know if it was overloaded with what I was doing this morning, but I'm still in the Zoom meeting now. And I just paused the sharing and turned off the audio. So hopefully that's all going to connect correctly in about a half an hour, a little less than.
This is usually peak time of the day anyway on Friday.
What was that?
I said this is usually peak. It's usually peak time of the day on the East Coast and in the Midwest, just for network spikes, just because it's 1:30 here, so people get back from lunch and people are going to lunch, and so there's a lot of surfing going on, a lot more network traffic. Seems like spikes during this time, so it could be a latency issue there too. So
that's possible too. Yeah, I believe I'm on a wired connection now. So the other thing my laptop had was a wireless connection, so that could be factored in. There's just a lot of variables that you're trying to troubleshoot with this.
Right.
So one thing we want,
especially with an internet-based app. So
yeah. And Lance, one thing we wanted to do here was just give people an opportunity to meet each other and increase their networks. So thank you for sending the file, the PowerPoint. I wasn't going to use that because you're live.
Right.
Longer introduction now that I think we have most of the hiccups addressed.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I have been in MCT for about 20 years, 21 years now, since 2001. And been in Exchange about the same amount of time. I worked for Microsoft in different vendor capacities, about 5 or 6 times, different projects over the years. Been just about through every permutation of group at Microsoft. I've been CSS, I've been PFE, I've been in Fast Track, and so I've had a lot of different views of the whole thing. And right now I'm working. I got my own company that I do my LDLNet, and then I am working for Quest right now, doing migrations, Active Directory and Exchange migrations to the cloud or to mergers, acquisitions, and things like that. So it's and I'm teaching on the side, and whenever necessary. I just renewed my MCT and just try to keep that going. And I've been blogging for a while. I got a blog that I try to keep pretty active. I was on a project with a financial institution beforehand, and kind of had to back away from it. But now I'm ramping it back up, and there's just a lot going on with Exchange, a lot going on with M365, and so I'm always available to answer questions and do things. I'd be happy to try maybe do tips and tricks, maybe for Outlook or something, or one of the products. Maybe I'm pretty good with a lot of the security compliance space, the security center, in M365 and Azure. Man, I can give a little tip and trick thing for that one week.
Cool. Have you seen the Journey to the Cloud events that Brown and I have been doing?
No, I haven't seen those. No.
So Matthew's somebody that I met through LinkedIn, Twitter, just came across each other. And he is looking at playing in the Azure space and decided to call a event Journey to the Cloud. So as opposed to Microsoft Speaker Club, really focused into cloud-based technologies. And he's focused on Azure and cybersecurity. I believe the next event he's talking about is next Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I can hook you up with him. And
that'd be great.
To line up people and, technical presentations, get him the slides ahead of time, taking it much more of a agenda approach as opposed to a let's get together and network approach. Right. But I see some advantages to both, right?
Oh yeah, there is. Yes, definitely is. Because people learn differently. And as when I was training and did the original Training the Trainer course long time ago, it's you start, you get those 5-day classes, and you get to where you start learning how people learn very quickly, so that you can try to get the most information to them, because you only got 5 days, and a lot of times it's the expectations of the student are a little bit more than what actually is going to be presented. Because a lot of the classes are 5 days, and you can only put so much information for them to either take a certification test or get started on a project or things like that. So I've always tried to make like a follow-up thing where we could talk and be a resource for people afterwards. So, and it's good to see some of the people that I've taught, and they're at their jobs and doing their thing, and moving on. So it's been good.
I would agree. Hermine, would you like to give us an update and introduce yourself as well?
Sure, but before we do that, are you going to address Tatiana? Because I know she's sitting there in the chat very patiently. Do you see her message?
Let me see if I can spot her message here.
Basically, what she's saying is she applied for a DISA internship. You see it?
Yes, that was the plan too, to cover that. So I can respond to her.
Okay. I'm Hermine Turner. I keep turning my camera off because I'm a stickler about not eating and drinking on camera. It's one of the things I incorporate in my training about being online, because it can upset people to see other people eating and drinking on camera. So I just get in the habit of, I'm on my Coke One. All of these technology issues had me go and get another can of Coke One to calm myself down. So I decided that. The user group that I lead, Detroit IT User Group, we had a meeting last night. I'm going to pretty much leave my introduction to wherever you're going to post the PowerPoints, Dan, that you're going to post the people to follow PowerPoints.
Yeah.
I think that speaks a lot to what I've got going on. But my board, we had a board meeting last night, and I turned into this site because we have IT professionals on the board. Our next meeting is coming up on the 14th, and we usually meet and kind of hone down our topic areas. And so we decided, and I'm going to update the web page later on today, but we decided that we're going to be talking about Git, and then we're going to be talking about hubs, and then we're going to talk about GitHub, because a lot of people don't know anything about what that is. And so our focus is not to educate necessarily, but for people that are interested in the topic cover, and we're general IT, not necessarily Microsoft specific all the time. We want to inform IT professionals or people that are new coming into technologies about where they should keep their eye on taking their skill into the future. Sometimes on the job, or if you're studying at a college or in school, you kind of have tunnel vision and you're just focused on that, where there's a lot of things going on around you, changing outside of you, and you might want to pay attention to those kinds of things. So right now, there's a lot of sway toward development, and GitHub a big picture in that, and then you need to understand where hubs come into play, where it's not the development, but it's also about the hubs that we're building within our infrastructure, whether they're in the cloud platforms or on technologies like Microsoft 365, wherever that is. We want people to be familiar with the terminology and just have a high level understanding of, what the terms, what the environments are, and whether or not you might want to pay more attention to them when you're upskilling, so that you stay marketable. And
Excellent.
I think that's what, it's about me. I'm all for learning, and I'm all for educating other people or sharing. We're all about sharing, because that's where I came from back in the day. We used to gather in little storefronts and teach each other on Commodore 64s how to write little pieces of code, how to make things work. And, I believe in community. So that's basically who I am, Tatiana. I hope you continue to participate in this, in and outside of your internship. And I'm starting to spread the word on my social networks. So we'll see how we can grow from here.
Excellent. Yeah, and so the last piece from a standpoint of the agenda was to talk about that opportunity for an intern or interns. One thing that I have found that is extremely difficult, as we just proved, is if it's the Dan show and there's nobody else that has those producer controls in Restream, everything falls down to like the computer I joined from, my availability, etc. And so having other people that can assist with getting the stream online, controlling what's shown. Like I'm in control now of whether we show the chat overlay, whether I show a screen share, what I do with the video and the layouts and the backgrounds. But this is something that I wanted to make sure we had an opportunity to share with other people that might have interest in building those skills. And specifically, something I talked about with Microsoft before getting the MVP, the Most Valuable Professional Award, was reaching out to restored citizens or formerly incarcerated individuals. Those individuals have a lot of things in their past that get checked by employers and many times flag them that they can't get jobs that they might be qualified for otherwise. One thing that I'd like to do with this program is find ways that we can work with restored citizens and give them opportunities to present, to showcase their talents, to build things like I'm a live producer for events on the internet. And the only way they do that is to get experience, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's nothing compared to experience. I mean, you just got to go through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is difficult. It's difficult if you don't get the chance. And I try to tell my students, um, to just keep plugging away, find something you like. When you start learning on your own, and you know, you're gonna get turned down, but you'll find something. It always works out. Um, me, it's always been trying to get the FTE position at Microsoft, and I've interviewed a number of times and just never really fit. But again, I'm able to still do. I have all my connections there, and I'm able to still do, um, you know, teaching and still promote Microsoft products and things like that through other means and working through other companies. So it's not, it's not. Sometimes it's just the way that the environment is, or the way the market, everything changed. I was when the pandemic hit, I was a PFE, getting ready. I was running a team of my own, getting ready to get them all FTE jobs, and they canceled the contract because of COVID. So I mean, things happen like that, and but all my guys that I'd led, they were able to find other work, and they're all getting back to their life, and everybody's starting to get back to what they were doing before. So it might be a chance um, to try again. I know a lot of people got their sales knocked out with COVID, and but yeah, it's about that time. I think they've been talking a lot of chatter about the everybody changing positions. The great was it the great rehire or whatever? I'm not sure what they're calling it now. They can change it every day, but that's yeah, it's something. Opportunities are going to be there, and just keep plugging away. That's the biggest thing. Just keep learning.
Yeah. Again, one of this platform really needs a raised hand feature. I can say that right here and now. So we're not talking over each other. Raise hand. One of the things that's one of the reasons the user group came to be is because we don't have any control over where we work, or especially if you're working for someone else, very little control. And if you put a lot of time and energy into working on your job and being good on your job, which can be specific to wherever you're working, you don't know, or you can't pivot easily into that next position. People often have jobs but don't build careers, where careers is where you develop a skill set that's marketable and you can take anywhere. But a lot of people just skill themselves for a job, and then they're stuck there, and they're not marketable to go anywhere else. So our user group decided we can't make anybody experts in things, but we can keep people informed about where technologies are going. As a matter of fact, our tagline is where IT professionals explore new and emerging technologies. So we just take a peek, and one of the reasons we wanted to be a little technology agnostic, where we look at a little open source, and we look at a little Cisco, and we look at a little Microsoft, we look at different things. We don't really have a large group that's Apple focused, but every now and then it comes up, and so we built on that, and that attracts a lot of people at different skill levels. But we need to make sure that our community understands that you can specialize in something, but you need to be knowledgeable about a lot of things. And isn't that the way our customers approach us? Our problems, not just the one. If you're the IT professional in the environment.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree too. Yeah, it's a lot of times the best place to get that is a small company. If you're, I was able to do it through like a small medical clinic. We had like 2 or 3 clinics, and I ended up being the IT guy. So I got to do everything from networking to server builds to PBX build to training to call center stuff to just everything. So it was that was a really great experience being able to do that, and it helped me apply and make my career go after that, using that knowledge, having that little bit of um, ability to kind of do a little bit of everything, knowing a little Cisco, knowing a little firewalls, and knowing Windows systems, knowing Unix systems, and just building my troubleshooting skills and problem solving skills. Um, no matter what platform, we can't, it's like I try to tell students, if they don't know it, they're like, it's okay not to know it, and get yourself familiar with it. You're going to run into something you don't know, and you have to back away and let somebody else come in and do it. It's not going to take your job. Just learn. Don't let that fear of not, not being an expert at everything stop you from growing. Because I mean, the second you learn that's another tool in your belt. Knowing that you're seeing that stuff. So, yeah, that's what I always learned value and the best thing. Because even being a jack of all trades, it's all goes into your ability to troubleshoot, the ability to lead, the ability to follow, the ability to just be observant and teach and learn at the same time. So it's just it's all good stuff.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm looking for at DESA Enterprises, DESA Enterprises, is folks that want to learn the trade of either live production, Microsoft technology, either on the technical side or on the training side. And for restored citizens, that's another thing that I thought was a benefit. A lot of times for contracting opportunities or training opportunities, nobody's asking me about my background and for 15 references. And if they're asking for references, they want to know people I taught. They don't want to know my criminal history or my employment history necessarily. So I thought this might be a nice way for both people that have a passion for working with others, and specifically anyone that is a restored citizen, to learn these types of skills. So the people I'm looking for are people that, like Lance and Hermine, are comfortable with coming on camera and trying something new, trying something that might be scary to learn it. The only way we're going to learn these technologies is to actually start using them, figure out, like Hermine said, the raise hand feature. And remind me, I'm saying your name correct?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. I think I've corrected that in my memory banks.
And I added it to LinkedIn because I discovered you can do it with the LinkedIn on your phone. You can't do it with the LinkedIn on the website.
Yes, that's an awesome tip for everybody. You should share.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
What'd you teach?
You can put your pronunciation, and then it shows up on the website for you.
Yes, yes. So if I go over to your profile, right?
Yes.
Should be able to find pronunciation at the top.
And right. Well, there's a little, I think it's the speaker icon that shows up next to my name.
And that is where you can learn how to say, and I don't know if this is, I need to unmute it.
Hermine Turner.
That's terrible.
It's effective. You remember and you don't remember, or you're looking at a name and you're just making a guess. It's a perfect solution to having to call and hope the person doesn't answer so you can hear them say their name. Yeah, I love that. The name pronunciation feature, even if you don't need to use it. Some people, it's a 30-second window. So some people are using it for maybe pitching their business or giving a little introduction, an elevator speech, if you will.
Yes, and matter of fact, I'll suggest that to my partner so he can put it on the business website. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. So thank you both for joining us. This was our first May meeting. We're trying to figure out the cadence of this. And like I said, the interns that I'm looking for are people that are comfortable maybe coming on camera, kicking off something like this, putting together the PowerPoint with our agenda and our speakers, learning. With Restream, you can actually play back videos. So in situations where we have that, oh, Dan can't come on camera, I could record a 5-minute introduction to what we're doing that day. And that could be our backup from a standpoint of the technology if we had enough people in those production roles. So if that still interests you, feel free to reach out. We can talk more about the details and the timing. We're trying to decide if this is going to be a weekly thing, if this is going to be an every other week. Our club that we had with Toastmasters was monthly. So anything that's more frequent than monthly would be good for me, because if you miss a meeting and it's monthly, you've missed one of 12 opportunities. If we meet every other week, it's one of 24.
Right.
Or
Any more
26.
changes?
Excellent. Well, thank you both for joining us. Next week, we'll decide if we're going live at the same time or making changes. Matthew, I know, does Journey to the Cloud. Typically, that's a little later on a Friday, but this might be a little too close for those two events on the same day. So if you have days that work better for you or times, for me, I know we talked about off hours or potentially weekends. Let me know if you have interest in a certain time and place here on LinkedIn or different social channels, and we can plan this in the future.
Okay, great.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great
Thanks again,
afternoon.
Dan. Thank you. Right.
Thanks all.